taken from the book The Madding of Eli McNamara, a true story. Back in the 1870s, a new steamer had entered the docks by the name of the Weasel. It was owned by a railway company, then sublet to another, then once again to a London agent. He again sublet to another agent to use. The Weasel was a fast ship which could also carry a few passengers, but in the dock she was loaded with coal on the instruction of a French agent. The captain of the ship did not stay aboard but frequented and stayed a couple of nights at the Angel Hotel in Cardiff. He was an affable man who spent his money quite openly and was known as a man who would buy copious amounts of drinks for others. Whilst the captain was in the finer hostelries of the town, he met up with a Spaniard who very quickly joined him on the Weasel as a subcargo. This was Spanish for a man taking charge of the commercial affairs on board. Strange things were going on at that ship down at the dockside. The ship's pantry, the captain's cabin, was being filled with expensive provisions and a large quantity of high-priced bottled alcohol, including wines, ports and whiskies. When the ship left port, its local pilot stated afterwards to friends that things were very unusual on board. The crew were happy and relaxed in their attitude to life, which was unusual. The ship then veered off course, did not go to France with its cargo of coal, but steamed down, passing southern Spain to a tiny port. The subcargo got off, and the name of the ship was changed. She was painted too. The coal was kept on board and used, as if it were a bunker coal, to drive the ship as it travelled between port and port. The name of the ship was changed often too. The ship was now travelling around the world and to all intents and purposes stolen. It reached New Zealand where it was finally seized and the captain and crew arrested. The owners back in the UK claimed their ship back. It was an act of piracy and the crew were jailed. During the following year, the ship and its story was told often in Cardiff town, but then, as with all stories, it was forgotten. The story then leapt many years. That's the end of part 1. This is a note from the author. The story actually carries on with witness coming to Cardiff and quite an amazing turn of the whole thing when, in fact, the treasure is supposed to be buried somewhere in the Castell Morgraig or the Castell Corch woods. In fact, there was a witness who saw 3 or 4 people trying to dig in a certain location for the treasure. What the treasure is unknown. It is supposed to be very valuable. It carries on search in the book The Madding of Eli McNamara. Available via Amazon Books, Kindle or electronic download.